Welcome. Today we will look at using Assetripper to rip the assets. We will install mod package, install Unity, and look at replacing shaders. Let's get started. So, first step, we are going to install Assetripper. So we go to releases for Assetripper. Some versions will be known to work, and we'll note it in the description or check in the Discord. Currently 1.2.4 are known to work, so download the zip. And you open it, create a folder for it, and drag in all the files. So like that, replace them. Now we have installed Assetripper. We are ready to rip them. Let's start Assetripper. We want to change settings. This setting here, script export, we want to set as export without renaming. And have this checked and save. That will do that this setting will be saved for next time you run it, the Assetripper. We will open folder and open Steam. Right-click, Properties, Installed, and Browse. This will give us the folder where Timberborn is installed, the game files, and select that folder. Export all. You want to select a folder. If the folder is not empty, it will remove anything inside it. Export Unity project. There may be some error messages, but often they has nothing big that's affected. Now we wait. This can take some time, up to half an hour or more. There we go. It has exported everything. Let's check on it. So under assets, the most important one is resources. And without Unity, we can look at blueprints and see how it's done. They can have a different name, but most of them are JSON files. You can rename them with different methods. And another one that can be interesting is localization. And look at how the game has translated the stuff. The other things, you will need Unity So for that, we want to install the modding community or the devs modding package. So we will download the zip. Open it. And you want a folder where you save all your project files for Unity. I would suggest a bigger disk so you have a lot of storage for it. So let's copy it in and let's rename it. Assetripper U7.9.4. Some things I do different from the guide, but both ways work. So by clone, they mean download it or use GitHub. And I like to download it. There we go. We have now our files. You need Unity Hub. Download that. Download for Windows or some other if needed. I already have it installed, so I will use that. We add a project from disk. We select the folder that we renamed. Add project. Now, important step is to add this line. If this line is not added as a command argument, it can freeze up the editor so you can't go forward without force closing the program. Save that. If the Unity version would not be installed, you will get a pop-up to install it. But you can also manually install. And the version we want is 6000.1.4 for this version of the game. Each version of the game has different versions of Unity editor. That's why I have a few different. But I can show you another just as an example. We want to archive, download archive. And here we can select a version and press install. So just for the video, we can select 6000.1.7, install, open with Unity Hub. We now get an install window. Important stuff is to enable Mac build support. Even if you are on Mac, you need to enable it. And then press install and wait for it to install. As I already have the correct one installed, I will continue forward. So we open it, press on it. So we don't import any of the ripped assets yet. We want to check the mod package first and see that that's imported correctly, and import game files. The folder for Timberborn will be needed now again when we get into it. It's currently starting. We get a message if we want to go start in safe mode. We do not want that. We will ignore it. This is because we want to import DLLs to not get any errors. It says that it doesn't find any libraries, so we will import. You will get a folder. It remembers where I was last. Otherwise, you paste the folder. So you get here and select it. It's now working on importing. It has now started. As we have installed the toolkit with the package, we will have a tools folder. If it's installed through the Packagemanager by pressing plus, GitHub link, and there is a link here for how to install it. Then you will need to remove that tools folder. The good thing with installing it as a package is that you can select it and press an update button if needed. Like we have here, an update. But that I don't need for now. Inside mods, we have some demo mods by the authors of the game. Anything inside the asset bundle will be packed inside it. You will also need a resources folder inside that, and then it's either the same file structure as an existing building if you want to replace it, or you have your own folder structure how you want it. I often have a Knatte folder under resources to not have a risk of having two mods replace the same file or something like that. So Shanty Speaker, we can enable preview. If we double click or select and enter, it will show a preview of the mod of the building. This inspector may be moved on either side. For my ripped assets or my ripping mod projects, I have it on the left, and on my other real mod project, I have it on the right, so I can get it to be side by side to compare two buildings. So to compare existing building with something I have done. There is a few components that these are called that have parameters that are set, and you can look at existing buildings. We will do that soon, and they have different stuff they do. Let's close this and import the exported files. So when you have gotten to the exported files, you open exported project, assets, and inside here you will have a plugins and mono behaviors. Both these will need to be removed. If you have multiple exported files or versions in the same project, one of them will need to have this Assetripper patches removed from them. So it's only one of these scripts installed at one time. There we go. To keep it easy in the project, I often rename this to Timberborn and have the version I'm after. Then we copy that, go to the project, assets. Inside here you will want to have it in a folder after mods. Often I do a resources folder. I do not think that's needed anymore, not as important, but I keep it as an old habit. And here we paste. It's now copied. Let's open. If you have Unity Hub pinned down here, you can easily open it by the menu. Now that we have added a lot of files, the launch of Unity will take some time. It has now started, and currently it uses the exported shaders and materials. And if we look at the building, enable automatic preview. If there was any called dummy material, it will look okay. But if you take something that doesn't have it, then it will look weird. Let's see, what can we do? We can do a power shaft, folktails. That behaves weirdly. So our problem is that the material used isn't supported in this mode. Project settings. It's possible to remove this URP pipeline, but that's not recommended now that we can export, or we have already exported the correct shaders from the game. So our work now is to change what shader is used for materials. So let's go into Uberouts. Uberouts is materials and textures used by buildings mostly. We do have some under Antidote too. So if we look here, it would look fine, but if you look down below, it's not working because you can't see a preview. So to fix it, we need to select the base game shader. But as you can see, we can't differentiate them currently. So we need to rename them. Let's select the shaders folder and open that folder. Inside here, we want to open everyone that's called shader. Right click, and I have Notepad++, but any Notepad program works. And the first line is the name of the shader. So we will add a _2. And for ease of access, let's do a replace in all files. So I search for that and replace it with that. That would do that most of the ones are done, and only some I need to do. And then save all. Now that this is done, you can see that it now say that URP_2 is selected. We duplicate this and let's select the correct one. We now can see that I can see the material in the bottom. Now we want to check what differences it is between these two files. And the files that will be changed are the notepad or the meta file. Can close all to the left. No, wrong of me is the other ones. This line should have changed, but it hasn't saved the changes fully because we have Unity open. So let's close it for now. It has updated. Can move that up here. Now we have this line. We want to replace in every file that has this line. There's two ways that can be done. Either by using a tool that I have worked on, where you can say the old GUID and the new, and you can get a list for parameters to run with a PowerShell script. And there is a new one just for materials, assets and other prefix to choose from. So check my GitHub for the latest files there if you are used to Mass Fixer. but for now we will keep it simple. So let's go here and search .mat. Can move this to another view. It was the other way around. I wanted. Okay. This should be every material. Let's open it. And let's do a replace. So this replace with, and this is what to search for. Replace in all open files. It has now done everyone that has the environment. Save those. And we can open Unity again. If you now look at these materials, they are working again. The same for iron teeth. Let's check if we see this water isn't fixed, but we can also just select it manually. We cannot copy everything to all the others, as we would get also the parameters used. And that's it for this video. See you.